Okay, welcome, and it is, I believe it's the 29th, 2020. You're down to 48 hours. What are you going to do? Welcome to the Perfectly Imperfect Podcast. I'm your host, Ted Astonishing, as always, and, let's see what MAGA maniacs are saying today. One day closer to inauguration. Strongly. Yep, strongly on that. Everyone's unmasked. Everyone's taking their mask off like it's eyes wide shut. Got it. Shout out to our last real true statesman, Mr. Bernard Sanders, for playing politics like an absolute professional, holding Trump's feet to the fire about the $2,000, and setting in motion the only reason why we're still getting stimulus checks. Thank you, Bernie. We love you. We love you. We don't forget our heroes on this podcast ever. We don't forget our heroes. Not today, not ever. I'm fiddling with this mic. It's ridiculous. I'm just in a weird place today. Weird day. Because I saw it was in the way of Mr. Kaepernick. Mr. Kaepernick. We don't ever forget our heroes. Mr. Kaepernick, one of our heroes, a very strong hero. Such a joke. I cannot stand this asshole. I don't know who he is. I don't care. Here, this kid, I'm sorry, okay. This kid that talks about rape is hilarious. I don't mean it's funny. It's not funny. Like, rape is not anything to joke about. It's not anything to take lightly. But he very much, this MAGA maniac, very much, not only takes it lightly, but actually says that it's fine because Donald Trump has 84 million Twitter followers, that because 36 women have accused him of sexual assault, that makes it okay because it's a 0.00014 of a fraction or some nonsense like that. Like, this person is actually trying to justify Donald Trump committing sexual assault and then not going to jail because he's a white man. It's gotten to the point, these people, it's a sickness, okay? These people are very sad. They're very sad. They're very lonely. They're looking for something, anything to pine to. Like, this kid's great. This kid is half African American, it looks like. It looks like perhaps he's of the homosexual persuasion, but that's fine. Or just he may be homosexual, and if he is or he isn't, I don't know. But I mean, he does have certain flamboyant tendencies that most people associate with it, or the caricatures and TV shows play out. It's great. He's very pro-Trump, very strong on the Trump. Right. Nope, we haven't won. Biden didn't win. Bill Barr was let go because he wouldn't, break the Constitution. Like, just say the Constitution. What's that? I don't know. Study the Constitution. Okay. Sorry about that. He said in this clip he doesn't want illegal aliens to get the rights and freedoms that he has. And then he also states that he doesn't want to pay 90% income tax. Well, actually, fun fact is, back in the good old days, or Mr. Trump would reference to as the good old days, 1948, we actually had an income tax of 90%, or I'm sorry, 82% for the top wealthy taxpayers. And sorry, bud, if you were a African American homosexual back in the 1940s, I don't think you're making it very far. And then on top of that, I don't think in a Trump state, you're really fucked. Okay. This lady outright is asking for martial law, which, by the way, could very much still be a possibility because you have 75 million people in this country that are part of a cult, the Megamaniac Club cult. They feel that they have been wronged. They feel that there is actual crimes that have been committed that are going unpunished. That it's scary. It's scary. Do your research. Google the martial law in the United States. It's like there's no set definition of when it can be used, when it can't be used. There's really very nothing. Like it's very much just like, hey, you want a coup? You got the military? Have at it, Haas. It's scary. It's very scary. 77%. I apologize. No. Sorry. 1951. Remember the good old days? God, I miss the good old days, Mr. Trump. 87.2% on the wealthiest taxpayers was the tax rate in 1951. So do my perhaps homosexual African American friend that is part of Megamaniac Nation. What? What were you talking about? And that was a Republican, by the way. Eisenhower was in office then. Oh, man. Do your research, okay? Do your research. This lady is outright. She says everything but the word martial law when she's asking the president to do something, if he can do anything. Which, honestly, it really will come down to the Joint Chiefs. It will. It'll come down to if they actually want to obey their oath to office and to service that is to protect the people and the Constitution, and not a lame duck. You know what a lame? Yeah, a lot of the Megamaniacs, I don't know what that term means. Lame duck. That means you had a term. You're the guy. You're in office. You're the champion. You're the incumbent. Then we had election time, and you lost. It happens. It happens. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know that. And yeah, unfortunately, we don't immediately insert the winner into their victory position until the next year, in January, mid-January. It used to be back all the way in April because that's how long it would take to actually tabulate the votes. Remember that? For cars? So, we have this lame duck period. They don't understand that. That is another language to them. That's alien. That's fake news. But it's scary. It's very dangerous. These people have guns. And if you have to work with one of them, I feel really bad for you. But if you work with them, I don't recommend or condone like making an issue of it. Just yes them to death because you have to just get through it. It's work. You need it. It is what it is, especially today with all things going on. However, if you this guy, this is a form. He wouldn't make the Special Olympics, is what I'm trying to say. He wouldn't make the cut. No. He admitted anyone should be in prison for raping 36 women. It's like, well, what are you justifying now with these numbers? Versus how many Twitter followers he has. Right. That's the golden ratio. I didn't know that. Epstein's wasn't high enough. You needed more Twitter followers. Jeff Epstein, you'd still be alive if you just had a better Twitter. Sad. Very sad. A lot of people didn't know that. Anyway. Okay. Thank Christ. All I can say is praise be and blessed day that Mr. Drumpf did not procreate and have children that were nearly a fraction of as charismatic as he was or is today. Because when he dies, because he will pass away, praise be, one day, blessed day that will be. And I don't mean that in like a nasty way. It's just like, dude, you left a stain on this nation. You didn't have to. You didn't have to be like this. You could have actually taken it somewhat seriously. You could still have had your second term. If you had given the American people 10% of the humility and the humbleness and the realness that you gave Bob Woodward during those phone interviews, he would have been one of the biggest lopsided victories ever for Trump. Not even question. But because you had to be daily, every day at 10. People don't like that. That's the one time his operating system couldn't think on the fly. Because I'll give him credit, he does think on the fly. Like, okay, sometimes, like in the debate when they asked him about denouncing white supremacy, stand back and stand by. It was a stroke of genius on his part. But I digress. If he had just been able to be resilient with his operating system and just not talk terrific and fantastic and we're beating it, but when we're not. But that's him. He only has one way of doing things, and that's the Donald Trump way, very strongly and very powerfully. No other way. So he lost. But he unfortunately, during this fucking, 5-year run altogether with his primary run and just the speech in New York City just to commence it, amassed a cult. You amassed a cult that was there already. These people very much had this loneliness, this hate within them. They had all of this. It was all there. He was just the one that brought it all together. He was the glue. He made these people feel that it was okay to come out of their shell and really let that hate out in the name of Donald Trump. And now they had a team. They had a family, you know. And I'm sorry, I go back to the main point I had. If you actually have like a friend or family member that is a MAGA maniac, you have two options. Two. One, you just excommunicate them. You just cut them off at the knees, and just because you know, if you're any sort of normal person and you see reality, like the New York Jets. Are the New York Jets going to the playoffs? No, but according to MAGA maniacs, they are. They're 14-2, and like they already have the number one seed. Great bit on SNL about that. Yeah, highly recommend that one. So, or number two, you know, you face it head on and you try to save them. But if they've actually drank the Kool-Aid, if they have put on, if they have put on the golden slippers and the golden robe, it's too late. They're too far gone. It's not. It's sad. It's very sad. The movement will take a big hit once he's out of office. But it'll still be there. But when he passes away, it'll die completely, because there is no number two. There is no like number, like that young groomed one waiting in the wings. Thank Christ, all Don Jr. ever did was do coke, and all Eric wanted to do was fucking, not drool on himself. And Ivanka with her round fucking face, as much as she tries, and as much as Jared will try to be that person, it just won't be the same. Donald Trump is just an enigma. It's a once in a lifetime enigma that, just at the right time too, because opulence and vanity in the 1980s was the soup of the day. It was very popular. A lot of people don't know that. So excess was, and being part of that top percent was people fawned to be that way, and Donald Trump embodied it. He was always in the press, always making deals, art of the deal. It's like, no. Just happened at the right time. If Donald Trump had happened in the 1970s, he never would have made it. It just would have been a fucking story on page 6, and nobody would have given a shit. It's because the coalescing and the codifying of the news talk show started to take place on cable TV, and then the rest is history. It really is. And then these people, though, they I don't know, it's willful ignorance, and it's also it's groupthink. It's groupthink to the most disgusting degree I've ever seen in my life. It's just not good. It's very sad. And I feel bad for people. Like, I've lost people. I just can't do it. You're done. They block me. Unblock them. The things they say, the things they think. It's like, you really think that? I've known you years. How do you say the most disgusting things and try to actually back them up? But all of them always go low no matter what. They'll say something about me, about my past, perhaps. Something that's, they may have read about me. And it's the moment. And I love it when that happens. Do you know why people get offended when these assholes go personal on you? And I love it because it immediately invalidates their argument. Because if you had any fact, and per the issue that we're debating about, you wouldn't have to go low. You wouldn't have to go personal. You would actually have substance. You'd stand the debate. But the second you go below the belt and have to attack my credibility personally in any way, you concede, you're disqualified, I win the argument, and you can go have a good fucking day fucking yourself and not even knowing or hugging your kid, because all you do is spend all day on Facebook. Truly, yeah. Anyway. It's amazing. The Boeing 737's already ready to fucking take off again. It's a little too soon for my liking, but whatever. I'm never flying again, so for a very long time, like a good long time before I'll ever get back on an airplane. There's just so many. It's a scary time, man. And like the martial law thing is really getting me. I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting concerned with the martial law because it's not going to be good. It's going to be scary, and he'll wait till the very end to do it too. That's the thing about it. He'll wait till the absolute end, and it will be too late. We won't, you know, because everyone thinks that he's used his last card. That is his last card. That is truly his last card. It's not. It's scary. Because Google it. Like seriously, you would think the framers and the constitutionalists and just the founding fathers would have actually like had that one laid out pretty black and white. They don't. They don't. It's very vague, very like to suspend habeas corpus, to actually go all in, suspend habeas corpus, like true martial law, like where it's a dictator now. It's supposed to be a temporary situation, just with the fire out. There's a fire somewhere. We all agree that, and local civil authorities can't control it. That's what it was supposed to be, but a lot of supposed to be's in this world lately. But these MAGA maniacs, man, they really, 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 they think they've been wronged. And there's 75 million of them. So that's a quarter of the country. That's not good. That's scary. It's very scary. Oh, man. This channel, Dex Rex, great channel. Shout out to them. Absolute. Oh, my God. It's scary. It's very scary, these people. And they get just the same amount of votes as you do. Scary times. Very strong. Forgot about that. The dumps. This is where the massive dumps came in. It's very strongly. Strong, massive dumps. Strange. Alright, we're gonna stop there for a second, okay?